Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Council Recap. Council met Tuesday, February 19th in accommodation of President's Day on Monday, 5:30 in the council chambers. First item of business was really on street projects. These are all public hearings. These follow up on informal meetings that the engineering department has with residents heading into the council meeting, so if people don't need to feel intimidated by coming to a council meeting, that they can learn about the project in an informal basis. But this is the formal procedural process that starts the road projects. Council adopts the resolutions ordering the plans and specifications for the projects, and any concerns can be raised by residents at that point or later in the process as well. On the first project, Oakland Place Southeast, between 10th Street and 11th Street Southeast. This is the Oakland Place underpass where we have a lot of flooding, localized flooding. Stephen Lang was clear to demonstrate that this will help in a rain event but won't help in a flood event. Low-lying area, this will only help in an isolated 2-inch rain type situation, but try to address that as an important issue that people recognize happens frequently in our community. So we're taking steps to address that. We'll do that project after school closes, and there'll be some road closures and detours as part of that project. Moving on, we had 14th Street Southeast. We sent out 35 letters to residents, impacted residents, property owners, and 4 people showed up for that public meeting, informal meeting that I mentioned earlier. This project would be done in mid-July. We also had a public hearing on 9th Street Southwest. 78 property owners, 4 folks showed up for that informational meeting. This is a $1.4 million project. Parts of the road go back to the 1950s, and so the road's in really tough shape. This will be a complete reconstruction, 2-phase project, start early mid-May, and then the second phase will be like mid-July, and those will be about a 3.5-month project. Moving on to 6th Street Northwest and 11th Avenue Northwest. 60 residents were impacted by the project. 4 folks showed up for that informational meeting. This is a $1.175 million project. Also, a full reconstruction will be a 2-phase project as well. Both, again, about a 3.5-month project where people's parking and trash and recycling collection will be impacted and access to their homes at times. The last project was 6th Street Northeast. This is on the outer parts of town. Several residents were in attendance in the council meeting. 15 homeowners are impacted by the project. 4 came to the informational meeting. Several were at the council meeting. This one really just is bringing it up to town specifications from what it was before when it was in the township. Widening the road, adding some asphalt, a couple different options there. Council will consider that one to see if that one will move forward or not. It's probably the assessment policy asks for 100% when any new property comes into the city. Those costs are borne by the developer or adjacent landowners, so we're recommending that policy stay the same. That concluded our road projects. We moved on to bids and awards. Application of biosolids out of the wastewater treatment facility. About 9 million gallons are applied annually from the wastewater treatment plant. We had 1 bidder, $200,000 above last year's bid, but I think Stephen Lang went over that. Oyer will be the hauler for that project and still within line of our engineer's estimate. $698,400 was the bid on that project. Council approved that moving forward. We also set the public hearing for March 18th for those street projects we just went over. That's where people could formally contest their assessment on the assessment rolls if they so deem necessary. We also approved a gambling permit at the B&J Bar and Grill. We also authorized a couple DNR grants for pickleball courts to get some grant funds to help with that, as well as the poured in place surface for a playground out in Todd Park. Council approved those. We also had a cleanup agreement for the MGP site. Folks have probably seen a lot of heavy equipment down there along Oakland, taking out contaminated materials. What they're doing there, that's an MPCA project, funded project. City staff found some indication of contaminants further down the stream bank, and the state agreed with that assessment and will be doing the cleanup down the stream bank there as well. And we approved an access agreement with them to be able to access that property and clean it up. We also accepted a donation to the City of Austin and appointed Rita Strock to the Planning Commission, and that concluded our council meeting. If you have questions on these or any other items, please don't hesitate to give me a buzz. Would love to hear from you. 437-9941 or craigc@ci.austin.mn.us. If you'd like to reach out to me, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.